So, there's still racism in football in 2019. In front of me here on my laptop, I've got a story about Danny Rose. I'm sure you've all heard about it by now. If you haven't heard about it, what have you been doing with your life? And I just want to quickly read out this quote that I've got here from Danny Rose that he gave to the media earlier in the week. I have had enough. At the minute, how I've programmed myself now, I just think that I've got 5 or 6 more years left in football, and I just can't wait to see the back of it, seeing how things are done in the game at the minute. Now, he's not talking about refereeing decisions, he's not talking about transfer, with all the inflation of money. He's talking about the way that players are treated, especially black and ethnic minority players, both over here and in continental Europe and indeed all over the world. How can a black footballer be saying that he can't wait for his retirement because of the way that footballers are treated? That should not be the way it is. That's not fair. Why should a black footballer have to sit down and actually come to the realization that he doesn't want to play football because of the way that he is treated in terms of racism? That's disgusting. Again, if you've been living under a rock, you probably wouldn't have heard about what happened in Italy, but let me tell you anyway. So, it was Juventus versus, and please don't have a go at me, I'm probably going to butcher this name, but Cagliari, I think it is. So they were having a Serie A match, a league match the other day, and Moise Kean, who plays for Juventus, a young up-and-coming Italian forward, was being racially abused by the quite notoriously racist Curva, which is one of the stands, one of the sections of the Cagliari fans. They are, as I said, they are known for their racism, so while it's unacceptable, you kind of have to go to expect it from that particular club. Leonardo Bonucci, who is one of the best centre-backs in the world, and he plays for Juventus alongside Keane, and indeed their manager, Max Allegri, both said that Moise Kean was 50-50 to blame for the racist abuse. Because later on in the game, as Juventus went on to win the game 2-0, Moise Kean actually scored, and he celebrated in front of the Curva, who were racially abusing him from the minute go, really. I just want to make that clear that when he was celebrating, the racist abuse had been going on anyway. It wasn't the case that he scored and then everybody's like, oh, you this, you that, you monkey this, you monkey that. No, he was actually being abused already, and simply just wanted to make a statement as to say, well, you can abuse me, yeah, but look, I'm just going to score in your turf and embarrass you, and what are you going to do about it? 50-50 to blame for racist abuse. That's disgusting. The man's just, 18, 19, 20, younger than me. And he's just trying to make his way in football. He is extremely talented and he has absolutely a ways to go. He is going to be a big game player in the years to come, no doubt. Not only for Juventus, or if he decides to move on after this, but also for Italy if he decides that he's going to devote his time to playing for them after what he's experienced. I think they'd be pretty lucky if he does still play for them. But yeah, it's disgusting. What a lot of you may not know, and I did put it out on social media at the time, but it is quite a while ago, so I'll recap. I actually got racially abused this season. So I was in the crowd for Queen's Park Rangers against Leeds United, and the Leeds United fans were on their way out of the stadium. I should say that we beat them 1-0. They were on the way out of the stadium, and actually there was a bit of banter back and forth, and that always happens. I can accept that, whatever. I can give it, I can take it. But then the banter, divulged into racist abuse between from them towards me, and then the QPR granddad. I'm pretty sure if you know about QPR, you've seen that granddad with a sombrero one and the shirt, and I sit quite near him actually. I went down to talk to him anyway after the game. I went down to have a word and celebrate with him, And yeah, we were just getting racially abused, and because he's of Moroccan descent, they were like, "Oh, you smelly, smelly, go back to your country." And then towards me, they were doing monkey chants, and we actually got it on film. And the steward who was overseeing the Leeds fans on, especially on the way out, because that's when we all noticed him, actually said, "Oh, remember this is from one stand to another." It's all like, "Oh, you should go home, go away," and it's like, there's racist abuse going on behind you towards us, and we're trying to tell you about it, and you're not going to turn around and have a look. I should make it clear that the steward was actually a few steps down from where the Leeds fans were who were committing the abuse. And we just said, look up behind you and have a look and see what's going on. And, just, my goodness, take your blinkers off. You ain't a racehorse. Take your blinkers off and have a look and see what's going on. And even if you're not going to look, you can hear it. It was audible. It went on for about 2 or 3 minutes. Now, since then, I've reported it to Queen's Park Rangers. I'd actually reported it to the police, and that is an ongoing thing that's being sorted. So I won't divulge too much into that. And a couple of days after, and then subsequently a week after, both Queen's Park Rangers and Leeds actually released statements about racism in general at football stadiums, or just in and around the stadium before, during, and after a game. And yeah, it's not good, man. It's not good. We're just people or players who want to enjoy football, whether we are in the stand and we're watching, or they are down there effectively doing their job and earning a living. These people aren't just playing football for the sake of it. They're actually doing a job. They're earning a living. This is their livelihood. And I know people will say, "Oh, well, it's just a game of football," but these people are actually grafting for their families. It's just they've chosen medium of football to do so. But they're no different to a man who, I don't know, goes out and drives a train, or a man who goes out and is a builder. Everybody at the end of the day is doing the same thing, and that is grafting for their families to bring home money and food at the end of the day. You wouldn't racially abuse them, so why do you racially abuse a footballer? Why do you go to a ground with the intent of spewing out racist abuse, whether it is verbal or you're doing it using actions such as a monkey chant? Why? Why feel the need? If you feel that strongly about somebody, you really should not be in the same vicinity as them. And you also need to get your head checked. This is 2019. You live in a multicultural country. And that's what's going on. And the same can be said for Italy. Italy is a multicultural country nowadays. And you're going there racially abusing somebody? No, unacceptable. To the point now, a high-level footballer playing for Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League, the best league in the world, has come out and said that, yes, mentally and physically, he's probably got about 5 or 6 more years left. But other than that, he cannot wait to retire from his job? Are you kidding me? And this is okay to some people? Nah, get your heads flushed. If you think that's okay, get your head flushed. Because it's not okay. Get your head flushed. And now, don't wait, do it now. If you're the kind of person who will say, "Oh, let's sweep this under the carpet, oh, let's not talk about this right now, there's always a better time to talk about it," you are part of the problem. You are part of the problem. If you want to sweep this under the carpet now, you are part of the problem. You're just as bad as the people giving out the abuse, because you don't want to talk about it. You would rather it be swept under the carpet and we go, "Oh, it's disgusting, it's this, it's that." Yes, but we can talk about this a bit further down the line. It's only football. No. It needs to be spoken about now. And that's why people like Danny Rose and Raheem Sterling and Moise Kean, I've got respect for, because in the face of racist abuse, they are coming out and they are defending themselves and they are speaking up and they are being the campaigners that we all want and need. Why has it taken these racist scenarios to play out for the Premier League and the FA to go, oh well, let's launch an anti-racism campaign. Let's get all of these footballers to sit down and say, oh, no to racism, say no to racism, respect all this, and no place for racism. Racism in football never went away. Therefore, this was needed a long time ago. It's nothing new. Go back and look at the days of the late Cyril Regis. See what he had to put up with playing for West Bromwich Albion, just an example of a club. Go back and look at what they dealt with in the 70s and 80s, and even going into the 90s. The early 90s were awful. Go back and look at what people had to deal with, and you'll see the problem never went away. It may have calmed down somewhat, but it never went away. And now look, you've got a player playing undoubtedly in his prime, in the Premier League, who wants to retire, who wants to call quits on his career if he wasn't in the physical shape that he was in. Disgusting. Disgusting. Nobody should be made to feel like that, doing their job. Here, look, I'll tell you what. What have we got here? Because obviously there was the racist abuse in Montenegro when England won over there. They won 5-1. Fantastic, well done. But yeah, man, there was more racist abuse over there. So I've got some more quotes here from Danny Rose. He says the following: "It's just whatever, isn't it? So you have to just get on with it. That's how I feel. I feel I've got 5 or 6 more years left, and I just want to enjoy football as much as I can. There's so many politics and whatever in football, and I just cannot wait to see the back of it, to be honest." Obviously, it's sad, but when countries only get fined what I probably spend on a night out in London, then what do you expect? He's a Premier League footballer, he's got money, don't even start. When the punishment's not as harsh. You see my manager, Maurizio Pochettino, get banned for 2 games for just being confrontational to the referee Mike Dean when they lost at Burnley. But yet a country can only get fined a little bit of money for being racist. It's just a bit of a farce at the minute. There's more to say, but yeah, man. It's a farce. As I said, there is not a single person out there, no matter what race you are, that should be getting racially abused anywhere, especially in your place of work. None of you should be getting racially abused by anybody for anything. Nothing at all. You're just doing your job. Leave people alone. Stop racially abusing people. Not just black people, Asian people, everyone. Stop racially abusing people. It doesn't make you the big man or the big woman to be looking down on somebody and racially abusing them and going, well, you're black, you're Asian, you're white, you ain't nothing to me. It doesn't make you clever. No one's going to rate you for it. No one's going to say, oh, well, why don't you come have a pint with me? You don't like this guy, I don't like this guy. Well, here we go. No one's going to like you. Look at the way society is. No one is going to like you. No one is going to want to be around you. Look at the man who racially abused Raheem Sterling when Manchester City faced Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Go ask him how his life is going right now. Because I guarantee you, he'll have been shunned by his family, shunned by his workplace, and he's also banned from football. So tell me how that man's life is going for him now he's been caught giving up some disgusting, vile, racist abuse. Go ask him how his life is right now, because I guarantee you it's not as good as it was before. Let that be a lesson to you. You be racist, your life will go from wherever it was, straight down. Because nobody will respect you for it. Get with the times, understand your society around you, and stop being racist.